I did say something last week about this Joel Embiid and Anthony Davis situation, right? And it was just a trade idea that was floated by CBS Sports, right? But there are some real teeth to it. And every Philly fan on TikTok has seemed to jump in the comments and tell me how wrong I am for reasons that make complete sense. And despite that, none of those reasons matter in this situation. What I said was that there was an idea that's being floated that the Sixers may trade Joel Embiid to the Wizards for Anthony Davis. The reason why they would be doing this is because there is conversations happening that suggest that teams making a trade for Davis would be an easier path for them to get LeBron James to sign to them. Now people are saying, oh, well, why would they trade one guy with injury histories for another guy with injury history? For the thing that I just said, LeBron James. LeBron allegedly wants to play with Davis if he can make that happen. And if he can make that happen, it's a simple path to sign him. LeBron James has a few things that he has in mind of who his next team is going to be. And one of those things is he does not want to sign with a team where he is going to be required to be the main focus point. He does not want to be the number one option on offense. He does not want to be the number one facilitator. He does not want to be the number one option on defense. And so he's going to have to go to a team that has some players there already. He's going to need to go to a team that is a legitimate contender, or else there's no reason for him to sign with them, unless he knows that he can legitimately go in and compete for a championship. That's the reason why I think the Timberwolves is the best fit. But Philly is one of those teams that, with the moves that they've recently made, bringing in LeBron James, that is a fit right there. He would not have to be the number one facilitator. He would not have to be the number one scoring option. And defensively, they have guys for that, especially if they bring in Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is a better defender than Joel Embiid. Yes, they've both been injury prone. Yes, recently Embiid has played more games than Anthony Davis, but the difference maker is Anthony Davis can call LeBron and say, come on over. Joel Embiid cannot. And the Sixers aren't the only team. There are other teams in the LeBron sweepstakes, and I call it that because this is a situation where nobody could have predicted. Actually, it's funny. Somebody said in my TikTok comments, yo made a video about speculation. Well, let me break it down for you. Everyone makes videos about speculation. Every video that you've ever seen, whether it's on ESPN, broadcast TV, I don't care if it's Stephen A. Smith or Max Kellerman or whoever. When it comes to trades, drafts, and free agency, it's all speculation until it actually happens. No one actually knows what's going to happen until it does. Some people have more information to work with than others, like those guys that I mentioned. Clearly got more access than me, but that doesn't mean that they can just predict something and it just happens. I've seen them be wrong just as much as I've seen them be right. And no one could have predicted that the Mavericks were going to trade Luka to the Lakers. And no one could have predicted that in that situation, AD was going to get traded to the Mavericks and end up at Washington. And then no one could have predicted that LeBron James would become a free agent who was going to be willing to take a veteran's minimum, because most of the free agents that are left right now are going to have to take veteran minimums or mid-level exceptions. A lot of teams who are contenders are salary cap strapped. LeBron James isn't taking a deal about money. He's taking a deal about winning. So when you trade a guy like Embiid for Anthony Davis, you are getting Davis back, a guy who's not going to play the 5 likely, who will play the 4, who's injury prone, sure, just like Embiid, but you also have the chance to get LeBron James at a veteran minimum. No one thought LeBron James and veteran minimum would ever be a thing. And that is why teams might be willing to gamble in ways that may not make sense to your average fan.
I am the culture.